Been down the darkest road, didn't think I could get out. Now I just walk on through, the ghosts are all around. Here and I can't be moved, I never look back. They start creeping in, but I'm leaving them in the past. Don't tell me that I'm dreaming, don't tell me that I'm wrong, 'cause I've heard it all before.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the ESEA Advanced Season. Yesterday we had a big matchup, Sleepless Gaming versus Wanted Goons. Now we have another big one, Sleepless Gaming versus Tsunami. I'm your main caster Storm, joined by my co-caster Roboscob. Oh man, so it was obviously a tough match for them yesterday, but we got another big lineup here, and I just kind of want to say, this one is obviously going to be another tricky one, but do you think that Sleepless Gaming have a bigger shot with this?
Yeah, definitely. I think I don't know too much about. I mean, I know some of the players on Tsunami, but I don't know too much about them as a whole. But yeah, I mean, just seeing them against Wanted Goons, we were talking after the game, and I think they had a lot of rounds that were just maybe one or two things, which you could say this about a lot of games, but there were just maybe one or two things that had they gone in their favor, I think that we could have been looking at a very different scoreline. So
Yeah,
if they're able to clean those things up in the game today, I could absolutely see them coming away with the win here.
yeah, and it's like you said, there was several things to clean up, a lot of communication points that really had to be addressed from that last matchup, and hopefully some of those things can be rectified to this game. Obviously, you haven't really had much time to practice in between the two games, considering they're day-to-day, but hopefully we can see a little bit better. Our map for today is going to be back on Mirage. Again, same floats towards the end, Dust 2 and Mirage. It seems like a lot of these teams are being more comfortable with floating Mirage. Dust 2 is starting to get normalized back into the map pool. So we're seeing a lot of teams, especially in Advanced, that are willing to play it. And frankly, that's kind of a good thing. But
Yeah, definitely. I personally never played much Mirage, so I don't have too much experience. But it's definitely a popular map. If you just teams are willing to play it, you'll see a lot of it.
the knife round to come through. It's going to be Tsunami's victory all the way. And knife round can actually somewhat decide a really big difference in how, I guess, you play your rounds out. The more T rounds that you have, or like the bigger lead that you may have you're going in the first half. Like, it all really factors into like each, what am I saying? I'm trying to say, like, like each round, each half really factors into how you play the second half, how everything goes towards the end, and you know, it becomes a little tricky regardless.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, the big thing about starting on CT side first, I would say, is that you usually have more chances to like keep building economy, right? So if you're start on T side and you're down big already, you might not have as many rounds to like be able to save for gun rounds in the future. So it kind of depends, but
Ooh, leg spotted of Top Shadow down to 31 HP. Still gets away with his life for now. Jade gives a little bit of utility backup. So that's actually going to let Top Shadow to scale out a little bit, but he doesn't have the health button. He still lands a nice shot against Cajun. So the first frag goes well into Sleepless Gaming's favor. I wanted to try to find a little bit of follow-up damage
they all
towards the
left
A site.
B.
Ooh, look what Top Shadow's doing. Yeah, the full rotation to come through. Top Shadow's going to lurk his way through. Gets a little bit too much information. And so the last player on the A site starts to fall. The moment that the T side starts to get into this bomb site, it's a 4-on-3 retake with just the pistols. This is something that you would easily see in, like, a refrag server.
Maybe a retake game mode, yeah, but oh wow,
There we go.
Just like that, we did have a quick flurry of frags to end it for Sleepless. That happened faster than I could even think.
Nova dancing around the back into the middle of sight, getting the tap away to one in the window was a beautiful way to execute that. Obviously, you're in a little bit of a pickle, so you don't want to stay still for too long. And Jax to give it a little bit of backup fire for the last two frags. It spelled out the rest of the round. That was beautiful stuff from them going into the end of that pistol round. And obviously, the bomb plant is the main objective for the pistol round. You have to get the bomb plant one way or another to really secure your bag, to really secure your funds. If you don't get that, you're in a little bit of a worse for wear situation. SMGs
Top
and the
Shadow's
Galil.
gonna be farming his ecos.
Yeah, I was about to say, SMGs and Galil just making the eco frags work, getting a ton of money. And so Shadow gets himself 1,800. It's still holding on with that Galil, trying to chip away to Cajun as much as possible. He eventually does. Eco frags go well into their favor. On a bomb plant for good money. Not much to say about
Yep,
that.
obviously some good economy there. Yep, kept 4 alive and got 3 kills on the Mac 10, so about as good as you could hope.
About as standard
that
as
round.
it gets.
Yep.
First full buy for them to come through. Obviously, a little bit of scarce utility. FOBMOS on the hands of drop. I mean, you have to get as much done with utility as possible, especially on CT side, because utility can hold back any sort of rush, can stop the mid push from coming through, and it can just give you an edge up. But you have to time all your utility right, and this is what they're gonna set up. They're gonna set up for an A or for a mid take. We try to take that space, and they're not gonna see anything. So now they're just gonna kind of give up that mid control. Flurry of util towards the A site. Cool Comms gets the first one out in the middle of sight. Drop still trying to find the second. Jackson a little bit of a pincer, not able to find the right timing. Does eventually get the one. Stairs still smoked off, so it kind of covers them back. Jade finds the shot onto the CT player. Cajun tries to come back around. Jax might be the first one to take the fight. Does nail the shot. 3 HP to his name. Cool Comms still trying to find a little bit more. Caustic missed the initial spray on the Nova. It's all down to Cool Comms in the 1-on-4, trying to get as much done as possible. Good for the first. No ammo on the second. Top Shadow cleans it up for Sleepless Gaming on 3.
Yeah, really great round from them there. You saw, obviously, they threw some early mid nades, acting like they were going for some control there. And after Tsunami came and they started throwing a bunch of util, showing a lot of presence in mid, Sleepless was obviously just set up to pop out on A. So they went right as they got one guy in the site, but they went just about right on time.
And if you're on T side especially, like, you must be feeling great because you're building up your economy. You're not having to worry about buying extra stuff every single round that you die. And, you know, you're getting the rounds up on them. They're relegated to pistols. So now you're getting a solid lead. So long as you don't blow it against the pistols here and don't let drop get away with 2 or 3 kills, you'll be in a set position.
Yeah, we got just about the same round coming out here. Once again, 4 towards A with the one guy lurking top mid. That's Nova. And Chop gets the first, actually. Oh, and Caden gets another, but both get traded back, and now we have a 3-on-2. They're going to be able to get this bomb down, so...
Oh, no. Oh, no. That was close. Poseidon gets one and gets a dink on the top shadow as well to stop the bomb play for now. With Poseidon going down, they don't know where Coolcoms is. Nova's still trying to get up to Khan as soon as possible. Oh, eventually back turn. Coolcoms gets the first. Does he have the info on the second one? Throws the smoke down. Does eventually spot it out, but Nova does find the shot. That was way too close towards the end there. It's like I said.
Yeah,
You go.
Go ahead. No, yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, that was looking pretty good, but once that just a little 5-7 tap came through the smoke, that got really, really dicey and knocked Top Shadow down to 1 HP. So
yeah.
I was getting pretty nervous, but
it was as I said, the moment that those pistols get 2 right on the entry, it becomes a much more dangerous situation for Sleepless because you're at risk of giving away those guns as well as losing so much firepower to almost a one-tap pistol. Those 5.7s can be a dangerous threat.
Great opener there from Cajun. Gonna be putting them right into the 5-on-4, and this is gonna be kind of tough for them to hold on in this mid space, I think, with the smoke pop. But Nova manages to pick off Caustic, so evening it back up for Sleepless.
Yeah, and so obviously getting that initial frag is a great start for Tsunami, but Caustic hasn't really found the impact that he's needed so far. Obviously blowing up with the smoke was just for a plight for information, but Nova there on the other side, way out in the open, it gave him away.
Yeah, I thought maybe they were going to try, it seemed like a little bit of a different page there for the CTs. I thought maybe they were going to try to like fight over mid together a little bit more after getting that opener, but Caustic kind of just was alone going for that pop on the smoke, so.
Ooh, missed underbound Molly, but Drop looks away at the wrong time. He overflicked at the last second. Owen's still gonna hold on to Cat as long as possible. It's Cajun to get a little bit of work done. Poseidon has to save that off. Sleepless Gaming, 5 in a row.
Yeah, absolutely great start, obviously, and the complete opposite of what we were seeing yesterday, where it really kind of took them a little bit to get going on the T side, but
quite literally
it seems like they were able to, yeah, it seems like they were able to figure something out from that and get off to a much better start here.
Both Nova and Top Shadow up to 7 kills so far, having a great start to the map. No one really falling behind. Everyone just playing more as a team than we saw before. It's exactly what they needed after yesterday. I feel this is a
definitely. The trades have been on point.
Yeah. Oof, nice no-scope from Poseidon. He's gonna... Whoa, he's swinging for a T-spawn. If Jax re-aggressed at any time, Poseidon might have died in that situation.
Yeah, now we got a timeout coming out for Tsunami here. It seems like they're going to go for the force around the op. Probably get a MP9 up here. I actually can't believe they got 3 M4s up. I didn't think they had money for that, but... So yeah, I think even with this timeout, it seems like I feel like Sleepless is the type of team. They're just going to keep playing it standard and going for the, you know, classic top mid, or window smoke and going for the mid control, but... Sometimes I like switching it up on the timeouts here. They're expecting something pretty normal, and you just kind of pace change on them. But
yeah,
we'll see if they end up trying to do something like that.
Yeah, I actually agree. I mean, a lot of the timeouts that are used in pro matches, especially, are not so much money related. I mean, some of them are, but a lot of them are more discussing strategies, why certain things are failing, what they could do to change up. Or, like, just pick a different strat in the playbook to go by. Something out of order.
Yep, and just like I was saying that, obviously they're going for the standard mid control, and there's a little bit of a gap on the smoke there for Caustic to be able to pick off Nova. We get a flash into ramp here.
Oh,
Jax hears
no.
that, but not going to be able to take down Drop. It looks like Owen's going to look for something on the B side. He gets spotted out, I'm pretty sure.
I can't tell if that was a spot.
But man doesn't find Caustic.
Yeah, I can't tell if that was a spot.
I think Coolcom saw him a little bit. I think he would have been able to see his arm.
Yeah, I would.
But only
I
pull
would think
rotate.
so too. Yeah.
I'm curious to see what they're doing with the bomb here. Owen goes down, and the bomb's just kind of running through T-spawn. Top Shadow sitting under window. Yeah, I'm not sure. It seemed like he was kind of trying to pull pressure, and Sleepless maybe looking to pick off a rotate, but kind of sitting around mid.
I think a lot of this round is a bit more confusion from Sleepless Gaming. They're trying to take map space and try to get like a trade frag to get back to a more even matchup. But with Top Shadow still lurking bottom mid, trying to hold on to that mid space, you know, it's just not the best situation for them to really be in.
Yeah, this is going to be a near impossible round, I think, right here. They got this crossfire coming in. But Top Shadow managed to find Cajun, and they know where drop is now. They also heard the op ring off in CT. Oh,
Off the op
Jade
and
managed to get
outside,
dropped.
5 seconds. He
5
tags
seconds.
the wall. Can't stick the plant in time. Oh, but if he
Wow,
goes
what
for
a
that
shot.
cap, oh no!
he's going to save the op.
Yeah, he saves the op for now, but he actually almost caught the last shot on comms if he actually had his gun out.
I think he was out of ammo, if I'm not
Maybe.
mistaken. But yeah, that was they made that a lot closer than I thought. That was possible there. But nice try out of them, and they did a lot of eco damage. So you can see even with the round win with Tsunami, I mean they're all on no money again.
Yeah, despite the round win, obviously, it's gonna be a little bit tricky for them to really get back into this one. Obviously, like you said, the pace change is gonna be basically demanded from Tsunami to really pull this round back together. And all this information is going in the hands of Nova, so he has the idea that one is pushed up Cat, trying to take all that space. And the flash that came from window earlier. Top Shadow tries going over the bench. Nice shot from both sides. Needs to do a little bit of chip damage, but nothing more past that point. Once that flash comes through from Cajun, looking to try to regress, but eventually smoke back off. So that actually gives Sleepless Gaming a lot more cover and a lot more time to reconsider where they want to go off this.
Yeah, they're out of smokes though, so they got to be doing something off of that. They just used both their last smokes on top con and window there. They got two flashbangs left. The CTs have one flashbang left, so we're about to just see a lot of gunfights here. Not very much utility on either side, and it looks like
Last flash
you're
from
gonna have
Tsunami.
some from the cap lane.
Good
They
for
need to
the
find Nova, and Top Shadow gets the trade.
Yeah, good for the first on that last flash. Tsunami obviously having to do everything bare bones now. Top
hears
Shadow
him.
hears a little. Can't get the frag in time. So Owen's already reaggressed out A. Ooh, the timing for him
Ooh,
is
they don't know about
insane.
this.
Actually, Poseidon
no.
has a rough idea. So now Owen's exposed, missed the spray, can't find anything. Calm still there as Van finds himself a double kill and shuts down Tsunami. Op now recovered. Or shuts down Sleepless Gaming, I should say.
Yeah, this is great communication from the CTs there. Very aware of all the gaps. I didn't think that that CT player was spotting for that, but obviously he was, and it's a very good thing because that Van player, I think, definitely is going down if Owen manages to walk through market there. About to get an apt rush here with the Glocks.
Maybe a contact. Obviously, the Molly and the...
Nope, they're going down under.
Yeah. They're trying to figure out where they want to go off this. Mid can be a little bit dicey, but underpass gives them a lot more close-range fights. Com's still trying to find anything there. Cajun stuck on the bench. He dies. So that's a gun in their hands. It got out in time. Great nade. Here we go.
Goodbye.
Trump finds the last two with an MP9. What a great set of utility.
Yeah, that was a little bit silly. It seemed like I think Cossack peeked in the underpass there. He saw 4 guys crouched with a Glock staring at him, and he panicked a little bit. Just kind of tried to get away. Got stuck on the bench. So at least they got one. Not always easy to do with just the Glocks.
Yeah, and obviously if you can get out, get that gun in time, you know, it gives you a lot more space and a lot more firepower to work with. But the HE as well just completely decimated all their health. Gave 2 burning kills. Worked out well towards the end of that round. Tsunami holding on to the util properly. Great off shot
Great
from
pick
Jade.
from Jade there.
Ooh, and Top Shadow finds a spray into B apartments. So actually, B side has fallen a little bit. Caustic still on Cat, trying to re-aggress in the swing. What a tap from Nova! Caustic thought he had the jump on him. Missed dink, missed opportunity. Nova finishes off the last kill. Cajun lurks back towards the B site. Gambling the fact that Sleepless Gamer were going back towards A with the bomb. And so despite getting
really clean round out of them.
Yeah, despite getting 3 rounds back, Sleepless Gaming moved back up to 6.
They're gonna have one more buy to contend with on the CT side here after that somewhat clean eco round. But yeah, I mean, just pretty much every single duel there went their way. It wasn't even a matter of taking that many fights together or anything. They just kind of out-dueled every single opponent that peeked into them.
Best thing you could do at Sleepless Gaming, just save all your guns, make sure you don't die to the bomb here. Because, oh, Owen died.
Huh, you mean like that?
He died in market.
Yeah, Mirage Bomb is crazy. All right.
Still, nonetheless, a great round from them.
Yep, plenty of money to get the op back up on the CT side here, so...
Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to refresh my Discord because you fell behind like 2-3 seconds on your voice, so I'll be right back. Gotta make sure everything's clean, despite latency issues.
Yep. Yeah, Sleepless grouping up for, they got lots of apps here. Owen's just throwing his standard util, waiting for the molly to clear. I think they're just going to try to pop after this molly fades. They got a market window smoke set up.
They're still set up a little bit
Here
more.
Here it comes.
Default. Oh yeah, here comes all the smokes. Wants to get back towards the cat. Trying to jump
out the window. He's getting stuck.
Oh no, that crossfire is deadly. Here comes all the rotation. The bomb's dropped in the middle of the site. Cajun finds another one through the smoke. They have to back off because they don't have the great firepower. Top Shadow still there, has to go down. It's Jade alone, 1-on-5. Missed op shot, doesn't look good. Finds a wall bang, but it's Cool comes to find himself a quad kill on the round.
Yeah, a little bit unfortunate there. Obviously, the first guy trying to jump out the window, I think that was Owen, hit his head on the top of the balcony, and I think that just bought them just enough time because they had that cat smoke coming down, and it seemed like both the players managed to push through right as Owen jumped out, and I think if he doesn't miss that, I think he gets down before they push through that smoke, so pretty unfortunate.
Obviously relegated back to pistols again. Lost bonus partially reset after that one win. So Tsunami looking like 5 so far. Maybe a 6th round in the half. Nonetheless, I'd say this is still a decent victory for Sleepless Gaming because obviously you got to 6 relatively quickly on your T side. Now you just have a little less work to do on your CT side to really make it count.
Yeah, definitely agree. I think they're going to be happy about getting the 6 rounds already, and they're going to obviously be hoping to get some more here, but everyone's looking out. Let's find Cool Comes. Cool Comes through us with the spray. There's 2 guys on cap fighting him now. He pulls a 3rd into market, and he's going to go down. They're set up on the ramp here. See if they choose to go now.
And this actually gave Jade a little bit of an opening to get up towards Khan. Caustic does eventually spot him out, trying to get him out of the round. He does eventually. Top Shadow with an AK in the middle of sight. Good for the first frag on the stairs, but the 5-7 comes through from Poseidon to finish off the round. Sleepless Gaming, they don't get another bomb plant, so they're going to be a little bit scarce on util.
Yeah, it looks like they got just about everything they need, though. They got, looks like maybe they're missing a little bit of util on Jade. He's got a molly and a flash, so one smoke missing, but just about everything they should need for this round.
Poseidon going fast up
Yep.
towards apartments here with the AWP. Trying to get as much done as possible. Oh, does eventually spot out Owen. So that early take for all that information nets him a kill. And Owen's out of the rest of this half at 210. Find a little bit more impact. Another smoke to green through. Molly inside the smoke has beautiful work. Novo gets Cajun down to 6 HP as well. Not able to find the last shot into that spray. Caustic does eventually find another one in towards middle. Flash to come through. It might try to push around that smoke. But with 2 players on the CT side, so low HP, they have to be so careful. Cajun still finds himself a dink. Nate to come through. Doesn't find the kill. And Drop does find Jax. 2-on-4 in this situation. Almost a 1-on-2 based on the amount of health.
Yeah, this is a really tough situation. I don't want to say near impossible, but I think I've seen Jade and Nova pull these off before, so we'll see what they're able to do. But are they going to be clearing this ramp angle? Not ready for it.
He did clear off a little bit, but he just didn't find the
Wow.
right shot in time. And obviously, Jade have to play really passively, but really aggressively. 20 seconds on the clock. Still the op in hand. Poseidon has a Zeus out. I love this already. I can see exactly where this is going. Oh my gosh, back turn. He eventually makes some noise trying to go towards CT spawn. Oh no! The op shot, 3 seconds on the clock. No time to plant. Finds one more to patent his stats as Tsunami tied up 6-6 on the half.
A little bit silly there at the end. That was kind of funny. I didn't even notice the time until after Jade managed to pick off Poseidon there. But nonetheless, as you said, we got a tied scoreline going up. So Sleepless, I think, got to be feeling pretty good about that. I think based on what we were talking with Owen yesterday, I think they're pretty confident in their CT side. So.
Yeah, and we obviously saw them have more success with their CT, obviously pulling rounds closer and planning on their retakes a little better. And, okay, so yesterday, they went for a 3A setup with 1 mid and 1 B. This time, they changing it up to 2 cat, 1 connector, and 1 underpass. So they're taking full mid control early on this round and playing a retake A. Owen's going to see all this information with the jump spot. So now they know that they're getting flushed out of A, and he could just play his life and play for that retake. That's exactly what they need in this situation. Drop's going to find the first frag, finds himself a double in towards window to try to cut off the rotations just a little bit. That con smoke eventually fades, but Jay's not going to find an initial fight. Has to swing into that first angle, does find one. Low ammo, created out by Poseidon. Cool Calm still in towards balcony. He hears one towards ramp. Smoked on top of the bomb. Jono taking that first fight. Does take out that forward position. Drop takes out the first one in the smoke. And eventually does find Shadow in the last frag. As Tsunami finally take their first step into the lead.
Yeah, great round out of Drop there, picking up 4. And seemed like they almost got a little bit of a chance there with the smoke going down on the bomb. Owen had the kit, but you know, not much you can do with 3 Glocks just kind of spamming into it. So
An AK for Poseidon with Mac 10s to back him up. So it seems like they want to go for some pretty fast, aggressive plays towards the 8th site the moment that they set up this execute. Let the AK do pick off work and plant the bomb.
yeah, this is crazy. I feel like I'm not used to seeing 1 rifle and 4 Mac 10s like this. I mean, obviously they're going up against no armor USPs, so they're all going to be fine. But I feel like normally you see a couple more rifles just so you can carry them over into the next round because you're not anticipating losing a bunch of these Mac 10s. But we'll see.
Owen! He pulls the knife out and he doesn't get it! Shadow!
Oh,
no!
doesn't get the knife kill.
Oh no! Shadow steals the kill. Owen's gonna be furious at him. Oh no! AK getting a little bit of damage. Dink as well. Trying to get the AK out of the round. Jade, 12 HP. He gotta not get knifed here. Almost does, but another knife denied. And this match is turning into a meme fest.
Yeah, I'm not sure what is going on ever since that that finish to the first half. Everyone's got antsy pants for trying to get these knives.
Another attack timeout from Tsunami this time, so not from Sleepless Gaming. I think Tsunami are letting the adrenaline get to them, so they have to try to get a breather, try to get a fresh start going into this next round.
Hello.
Yeah, you're back. Obviously
All
not
right,
much.
we had a team taking a timeout. Who was that?
It was Tsunami's timeout.
Gotcha.
I feel like you're lagging.
You think I'm lagging?
Yeah. So for those watching in stream, I can see his face cam to my right, and I can see that his mouse is moving way before I hear him in Discord.
Yeah, I think that is just the Discord delay. It's pretty rough. If you talk in TeamSpeak, you can actually hear how bad it is. But we have the round getting off, and Nova managed to find the first one drop. Coolcom's being traded out by Drop Shadow there. Top Shadow dropping to Poseidon. We have a 3-on-3. Owen manages to find Poseidon. Gets traded out by Cage, and now down in the 2-on-2. Gonna be a post plant coming in. Sleepless grouping up towards CT here.
And this was a great call by Tsunami towards the end of that round. Planting for Cat. Jade with 11 HP towards CT. I feel like they have the right read on the situation, just holding on around those smokes just for that sense of cover. Cage does find the first shot. Jax with the follow-up. So make it a one-on-one situation. Smoke in front of Khan to try to give him the angle, but finds the headshot. So safe defuse. Sleepless Gaming, they bring themselves back on the board very early into this half.
Yeah, great round out of Jax there, and those trades were just going back and forth. That was really cool to see. Both teams' trades were absolutely on point. Seemed like Sleepless maybe not so ready for such a quick play out of A there, which I'm not sure how many Mac 10s they were able to spot out on that previous round, but obviously we saw them having 4, so I kind of anticipated something quick coming out with all those Mac 10s being carried over, but nonetheless, they managed to pull through.
Op setup for Jade as well, so they managed to buy an op into this next round. Galil's AKs for Tsunami, so they still have a buy into this one, so they're not out of the red. They're in a decent spot, but still. All matters on the first shot accuracy. Oh, Owen's not going to see connector in time. This actually gives so much space away. Eventually, he brings back out. Oh, no! Drop finds the shot. It's going to be Nova with the MP9 to clean up the first frag. So, more money in the CT's pockets, but still, that was not a fight you wanted to lose.
Yeah, definitely not. And we got Coolcom's getting up close to missiles here. Is he waiting on a flash? Or what? Nope, they just put the bomb down. He's gonna pick off Nova.
Oh, the bomb!
Managed to get the trade and a second.
And the bomb goes down. Cajun's taking a forward position towards CT spawn. Missed the first shot onto Jax. Jax has the right read on the situation. Finds the frag. It's all down to Poseidon, the 1-on-3. Still can recover the bomb. Ooh, actually, it's a little bit of a tough spot. Oh, bomb pickup noise made. Poseidon gave away his information. Missed op shot. Good for the second. Jack's trying to find the follow-up frag to deny a 1-on-3. Missed spray through the box. He can't find anything. 6 bullets. So much information given away. Flash to come through. Jax does not find the shot to Poseidon. The 1-on-3 clutch to come through. As Tsunami deny any sort of momentum from Sleepless.
Yep, absolute disaster. Obviously, breaking the economy of Sleepless there, and yeah, I'm not sure. Seemed like the first player there kind of just. I'm not sure if they were looking for the info, trying to see if he left A, but peeking before the team had grouped up into CT, so kind of giving the first one away, and then Jade misses the op shot, which allows him to peek into again. So. Series of unfortunate events, but it looks like we're gonna have a quick B play here.
Ooh, Cajun actually spots out Jax early on, and the missed fast boost in towards site. Jax does get the opening pick with the MP9, gets a little bit more damage in. It's down to Nova to really secure that B. Site finds himself a double, and the bomb goes down for now. Still dancing around the back of site. It's the op to clean up the kill, as Jade's gonna throw preemptive smoke towards bench to get his team out of market and into sight as soon as possible. That bomb still needs to be recovered. And so now this plant just became very scary for Tsunami. All of Sleepless Gaming have started their rotations. They don't really have a good way out of this one except through apps, and that will take forever to get towards the A site.
Yeah, it looks like I kind of like this. T's are just kind of sitting here going quiet, waiting to see if the CTs get a little antsy, looking for some info. But hopefully, looks like we got Owen going around trying to see if they left their T apps, and they're gonna hear the plant going down though.
Managed to secure that plant at the right time, which is more than necessary. But still a very scary 2-on-3 situation. But Sleepless Gaming, they don't have the gunpowder to really go into this one. Top Shadow does go down with that MP9. Jade has to work his way out with that bombosity. Owen spots one with the 5-7, trying to find the headshot, not able to in time. Jade's in the middle of sight, his info given away. Tries to find that first frag, cannot find the op. Poseidon barely stays alive in that situation.
Yeah, a little bit unfortunate there. Owen kind of looking like he's kind of having a bit of a rough one, sitting at 3 and 15. So if Sleepless is gonna want to be picking this back up, probably gonna need him to start finding his frags, as we have Tsunami taking another timeout. This is their third now, I believe. Sleepless hasn't taken any.
Third and final timeout from Tsunami, especially on round wins like this. I'm very confused.
Yeah, I don't know. Just, I don't know, making sure that they're dotting all their I's, crossing all their T's. I can't really think of a reason either why they would need one after 2 round wins in a row like that. But obviously we had Sleepless. They opted to force up that last round. So now they're going to be taking the Ecos. We got 2 Deagles coming out and a 5-7.
Yeah, not the best position. Obviously, 2,900 loss bonus, so it still allows you to buy into this next round. Nova saving up for the op for Jade. So, you have upgraded pistols, you have something to work with, but the way that Tsunami have been playing this one so far has been working better into their favor in their T side. It's up to Sleepless Gaming to really break through the offense. And they almost had a good success going into that previous round with Nova finding the double kill with the MP9, but you know, they just couldn't clean it out towards the end of that round. Could not find a way past the op. Poseidon just shut down all 3 of them. Still trying to retake mid with that Deagle. Just not finding the right timings. Owen not finding as much success into this matchup today.
Definitely not, and it seems like Tsunami's taking this real slow, anticipating some sort of aggression from these pistols, and they're going to be correct. Are they going to be clearing out this top vase from Top Shadow and Ramp?
I would assume so, the way that this is so passive.
Yep.
Let's find the first and the second one, so Palms opens up the A set a little bit more. Good spray onto the last one. Cajun does find Owen towards Catwalk. Jax alone. Be sight with the Deagle. Smoke gonna just deny any sort of information on the A cross. I think Jax has the information that there's still one sitting top mid. Cajun takes a little bit of damage. Almost goes down to the Deagle. But no guns lost. Tsunami have a lot more money to work with. And Sleepless Gaming, they cannot risk going to match point.
Yeah, they're definitely going to be needing to pick this one up if we're hoping to see this game keep going on. I mean, it's not obviously completely over if it goes to 7-12, but the economy's not looking great, so we'll see what they end up trying to go for here.
At the very least, if you're going to risk a round loss, you have to keep at least 2 guns alive, and that's just not something we've been seeing between both these 2 teams so far this game. They have not kept many guns alive going into post plants and just trying to save with what they got. And that's something that we saw more of during off-season shenanigans, especially, where several save situations came out and just allowed for so many more buys and so many more like ways to drop enemy guns.
Nova going down in con there. Are they going to be ready? I think they know that they should know there's one more. Obviously, Owen's in there. That's normally the cat player.
Ooh,
Walk through the smoke. Is Owen going to find Drop? Hope it gets taken down as Drop walks through the stairs. Top Shadow seems like he's ready for it.
Jack takes a forward position towards the app. Does eventually get the first frag to his name. 2 guns alive. You have the AWP and an M4 to work with. So save it as much as you can. This is exactly what I was just saying. You got the 2 guns. Save what you can so that you can at least full buy into the last round with your 3,400 loss bonus. And hopefully make some more out of it. So you got 5 chances to bring this one back, but Tsunami have started to take a really dominant T side.
Definitely, yeah, and it seemed like a little bit of a rough one there. Owen not able to find that kill in con. It seemed like, I think he threw the smoke, wasn't ready for the guy to walk through it on him. But yeah, I don't know if they were anticipating another one. I'm pretty sure that they thought the first person they heard was just the same one as they killed, and obviously Owen was doubled up in con as opposed to playing cat, his normal spot. So had some potential there, but
still a pretty difficult situation for them to be in at the moment. Obviously, less utility, FAMASs to work with in their hands. What could be the last round?
Yeah, it seems like most people have everything they need. Owen's only one's kind of a little util with the FAMAS, but running a cat here.
Oh, missed off shot.
Owen's gonna find him.
Yeah, missed op shot from Poseidon allows for the first frag onto the off. Nova still holding on close into con. Drops the M4 for an AK at the wrong time. And Drop gets the better of him barely. Jax from Cat still finds another frag. It's all down to Drop and 1-on-3. This round was fast.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I can't even gather my thoughts on everything that happened there. I think every single kill just came through con or A site.
That was unbelievably fast. Jade finds last off shot.
Finish it off.
Yep. Jax found himself a double kill in towards middle there. I think he found one top mid as well as the player on the A site through con. Gave him a lot of leeway and he got back into ladder in time, so kept his gun in check and kept everything into his name.
Yeah, and Owen got his 4th kill. So I think, if I'm not mistaken, that's his first kill on the CT side. So hopefully he's able to keep it rolling here. As Sleepless looking to get 4 in a row here to take us to match point, or overtime, I should say.
Yeah, much needed as well. But Tsunami look like they still have a bye going into the next 2 rounds. Obviously, they need a bomb plant here to really say they have a full bye. But if they don't get one, they're probably going to have a couple MAC-10s, maybe a Lille or 2. But Nova does find the first shot onto Drop, so that actually opens up a lot of possibilities. Cajun's trying to go up, try to find a little bit more. Then Molly's not going to reach his feet. Missed spray, missed headshot. Nova keeps himself alive barely. The A push starts to come through. Cool comes at the right timing, and Palace eventually swings out. Does hit the first spray. Top Shadow cannot find the trade in time. Caustic also finds Owen in towards Con. This becomes a little bit more dicey, especially with that CT smoke just being a little bit too exposed. Nice shot from Poseidon, takes off Top Shadow's head. 2-on-4 for this retake. Nova fully smoked out. He has to phase through it at some point. Will he get the better timing? He looks at top Con. Good on one, spots the arm of another, but he doesn't get it in time. Jay finds one with the nade, but cannot find the rest. And it's all gonna fall to Tsunami's side, 13-8 against Sleepless Gaming. Wow, what a tough game, nonetheless.
Yeah.
I gotta say, like there were so many times where Sleepless Gaming, they looked like they had an edge up, especially in that last round with the initial kill, but they just put themselves into too many awkward positions. Tsunami just started to run through them on the T side, and I feel like they had that read going into the end of their CT side on the first half.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah, talk obviously as you were saying, I think you were saying the man advantages, right? So that last round they managed to find the pick off on the market window boost there. They the T's had thrown the A util, the jungle and stairs smoke, kind of trying to bait them into being ready for this the A walkout, but David or Nova wasn't biting on it at all, so completely ready for it. But nonetheless, after they took the space, Sleepless just wasn't able to get back in.
Yeah, and it really is truly unfortunate because it, like I said, they had a good T side getting to 6 pretty early, but it just felt like when it came to their CT side, Tsunami just had the read going into the runouts to the site takes, and were just nailing their shots, and it just felt like Sleepless Gaming just couldn't keep up with that speed. But towards the end, it still was a good show coming out from Sleepless Gaming. They had a lot better of a start than they had yesterday, so they managed to prove to everybody that they're still a fierce competitor going into this. But still a little bit more work to do with the new set roster. But going into this post game interview, we have Mr. Owen again. Hello, hello.
Hi, boys.
So, obviously, not the way that you wanted to end this game after such a good start, but I'd say going into the start of this match, was there more confidence, more kind of I guess set plan?
Uh, Same plan as yesterday. We're feeling pretty good coming in as the underdog. Just wanting to come out and play well, which we definitely had a great start to the game, and yeah, similar game plan.
Right. And obviously like we said, it it kind of just felt like Tsunami had a little bit too much speed going into the end of that one. And that it just felt like you guys were starting to fall behind on the, I guess, on the initial picks, falling behind on the site retakes. Did it feel like anything changed up towards the end there?
Uh, I mean, we didn't get quite as many rounds on CT as we would have liked to. We lost the pistol. I can't. We ended up buying round 3. I can't quite remember how we lost it, but the first gun round we ended up being in a 3v2 that I think was pretty game defining. That we ended up kind of, or 3v1, sorry, ended up kind of trolling,
Right.
and then from there we
Yeah.
just didn't really have the economy. So
So
we managed to get one more win, which I was happy with. Like after we lost that round, it would have been really easy to just literally lose out because that was obviously such a huge round. But I am happy we did manage to get at least one more, and boys are still in it.
yeah, definitely. I think if I'm not mistaken, I think you guys did win that first gun round. I think that was the Jax like 1v2
Yeah,
with the
okay.
defuse, and then I think the second gun round I think was that the unfortunate 3v1. I wanted to ask you real quick. Obviously, we were paying attention. It seemed like a bit of a rough one for you. I just was wondering if you had any thoughts. Like sometimes I know, when I was IGLing, like you just kind of will have those kinds of games where you're maybe way more focused on the macro and you're missing on micro, or you're just getting caught off by things. Like, what did you feel like was going on for you there?
I think I kind of spiraled a little bit, not in terms of mentality, but just in terms of my confidence and my fight taking. Like I had, I didn't have, I think I was like 0-1 or 0-2 for like the first 4 or 5 rounds because the boys were just doing everything. So, um, my first couple chances at fighting, I had a lot of damage, I think, for how bad my score was, and I was getting like the initial bullets down. I just couldn't finish them, and then that was kind of getting in my head. So the longer the game went on, the more shaky I was feeling. Yeah, very very disappointed.
Right. Obviously, like it wasn't the showing that you were hoping for yourself, but uh it was still a decently close game regardless. Obviously some of your shot calls were right on point against Tsunami, especially at the start of the first half. It felt like you had exactly what you needed to at the end, but the the less the less that you performed in the server, it felt like maybe your confidence was shaking a little.
Yeah, I mean, we started off 6-3, and then we ended up losing the B exec round, which I'll have to go back and look
Mhm.
at it, but I'm pretty sure was the right call. And what ended up happening was I think we messed up a flash, and we were not able to get the entry out the window in time because we had the smoke down, and the two CTs cat ended up running through it.
Yep.
So if we just been a little farther forward, so then it's 7-3, and like it's just different halves. So we end up losing out the half, and then they win the pistol, and yeah, we win that first gun round, but then we lose the next one, and our economy is kind of not great. They were able to kind of steamroll. They just had more rounds to play with the economy.
Right.
Yeah. I think yeah, I thought that B play was pretty cool. I think the util was good and everything from what it seemed like to me watching live. I don't if I'm not mistaken, I thought it was you trying to jump out the window or whoever it was first missed it. They bumped their head on the top part.
Yeah, it was because I got full
Um
blinded by our own
oh, okay.
flash.
I
Yeah, it was
gotcha.
the
So
the
yeah.
bounce window flash didn't
Yep.
quite go out.
I gotcha. So yeah, from what it looked like to me, if that jump had not been missed right away, I think you would have been down on the ground as the CTs ran through that smoke. And yeah, I mean, you probably at least get one there, and maybe a teammate's able to jump out behind you. So
Exactly.
yeah, just like that split second, definitely seemed like it ended up costing you guys.
It feels bad coming off of playing the fourth place and sixth place finishers from last advanced season, where we played respectfully, and both times I have to walk away saying like, man, the score was closer than it looked like. So I mean, it's good signs, but it is frustrating that we can't perform right now. But yeah, we're just gonna keep working, and I certainly for the rest of this week and weekend will be hitting the DMs. You'd best believe.
Right, and obviously it's obviously a little bit more wearing, so to speak, where you had the 3 games back to back, day after day, so you haven't gotten as much prac time in being able to discuss strats in between games, try to demo review, especially like you guys just haven't had as much time to really work with. So obviously with this weekend, now that you'll have a little bit more to work with. But again, you have another big matchup going for Monday against Might. So, any thoughts
Oh,
going into
really?
that one?
I actually had not looked at who our next week's opponents were yet, but
I
yeah, I mean,
saw it.
obviously they just played the MRQ.
Yep.
They're a pretty strong team. I think they finished 8th in advance last season or something, so technically a little easier than this week's competition. But yeah, no slashes by any means.
Yeah, can't
Um,
slack off.
just gonna have to. I'll take a look at their map pool. We'll prep as best we can in our practice days in between now and then. And yeah, definitely try to incorporate as much in terms of Mirage from these last 2 games, learning lessons and whatnot as we can.
Yeah, I mean, obviously there's a lot more to work on altogether for you guys. You're still a newer 5, picking up 3 new players this season, so it's so there is some respect to saying, hey, we need to still work on our teamwork all together. Still always improving on your individual status, but I'd say regardless that over the last 2 days, especially, like you've shown that you're still a competitor to these fierce teams. I think just with a little more practice, a little more uh a little more team workouts, I think you guys will stand a chance later in the season.
Yeah, I think I'm really happy with what we've done, and if we can get into a spot in the future where we know our stuff through and through, and we can all just hit shots. I don't know there's many teams that we can't compete with.
Yeah. So yeah, like I said, you got the match on Monday at 9 p.m. We're definitely looking forward to that one as well. Obviously, definitely going to be another challenge to your belts, but um, yeah, I think you guys will be a little more ready for it. I just got a feeling. So, but anyway, again, uh, any final thoughts going from at least from this week's matchups?
Our Mirage is way better than when we started it, like by 10x, and I'm really happy about that. And it just shows what we can do with just a little bit of work, and if we just keep doing it, we're gonna get there.
All right. Any final thoughts, Roboscop?
I got nothing. I'm just I'm curious. I'm ready for something else. I hate
Yeah,
Mirage.
you
So
and me,
let me
you and
know when
me.
you guys are playing
We're ready.
some other map.
Well, so that
Alright.
will be the end for today's game. Obviously, we'll be back next week for a couple more matches. And again, thank you to Sleepless Gaming and Top Shadow for letting us cast here. It's always a blessing. I'm your main caster, Storm, my co-caster, Roboscop, on the other side. And thank you all for tuning in, and we'll see you on Monday. Good night, everyone.
As the night takes control,